Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are coming to the end of July, which means we have another rotation for August Shop My Stash. And a Shop My Stash, if you haven't been here before, is basically I go through all of my makeup products because I have accumulated quite a collection, and I pick out a few products from each that I really want to show more attention to, with the intentions of hopefully panning them or finishing them up, as to not create as much waste, or also make sure I'm showing each project the love that it deserves. So with that, I always like to go through all the products that I had in the previous Shop My Stash, and then we go through and we pick out the new ones for August. So if that sounds like something you're into, then please make sure you stick around. Okay, so starting off, we have this Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream, and I actually did a pretty good job of using a lot of it up. I would say I probably have like a third left. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to keep this in my August Shop My Stash, so hopefully I can finish it all up. And then as my oh, and I don't know where I got that bruise from. It just all of a sudden showed up one day. That is life, I guess. So as my moisturizer, I was using this Milk Makeup Vegan Milk Moisturizer, and I was able to use a lot of that one up as well. So again, I'm going to keep this in my August Shop My Stash in order to hopefully use it all up. Kind of staying with the base, so I use this Kaja, Radiant Mousse Primer in Dream Puff, and so what it is you can hear it. It's a like an aerosol primer, and it looks pretty much just like mousse for your hair, and it just dots out a little puff of mousse, and you kind of rub it between your hands and then put it on your face, and it gave a really nice like peachy glow. So I unfortunately, I didn't use it as much as I had expected I would, but it is still a very beautiful product. As far as foundations, I did have a few. We'll just get those out. Starting with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator in light medium. This is really nice because I do live in southern Arizona, so it is quite hot down here, so I wanted to kind of go for more lightweight products, which this definitely fit the bill. That I also used my NARS, what is this one? The Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Mont Blanc. So this one was a really nice lightweight one as well. And then I used my Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid in Creamy Natural as a way to kind of like darken up both of those, because they're both a little bit lighter in colors. And I did notice when I used the combination of these three, or this one with another one in here, because they're all very radiant type of products, more lightweight, more hydrating, I did notice myself getting a little bit more oily throughout the day and needing a powder throughout. It also didn't help that it's monsoon season here in southern Arizona, so it's a lot more humid than it normally is throughout the year. So all it required was just a little bit more powder. Speaking of powder, I am still loving my Dior Powder No Powder in the shade Too Neutral, if we can see that. Too Neutral, and I am so close to hitting pan. I mean, can we see? I see some waffling down here. That's like the actual, pan of it all. I do notice some like hard panning right here, meaning that like you kind of have to scrape at that surface to get there, but I have been concentrating in that little spot, and hopefully I'll be hitting pan soon. And because of that, I'm going to keep it in this rotation. Moving on to this, I use this cream bronzer. Let me get this out of the way. Knowing me, I'm going to knock it over. This is the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer in Seashells, and this one as well had a pretty significant little pan in it. So with this one, I have noticed it's a little bit more red for my liking. I still like the formula of it. Once you blend it out, I think it's really nice, but it is a twinge red for my neutral complexion. Another bronzer I was using was my Gucci bronzer, and this is in the Eclat Soleil in or shade 2. It's probably just easier. And this is what that looks like. Again, I had mentioned in my previous Shop My Stash video for July that this was a little bit dark for me, and I might be getting the shade 1 as well because it's a beautiful formula, but when you added these two together, it kind of was a little too red for, like I said, I have a fair to light neutral toned skin, so it's just a little too red for me. A product that I am so close to using up is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I've just been using this as a highlighter, and let's see if we can see it. I'm scraping down sides at this point, so I'm gonna continue to use this in my next Shop My Stash to hopefully just finally finish it up. And yeah, it's a beautiful product, and it works really well as a primer. It's intended use, and it also works really well as a highlighter. So I know Becca is going out of business, I think at the end of September, but I'm sure you can pick these up at like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Nordstrom's Rack, places of that such, if you are in love with it. One product that I did finish up is this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting and Refreshing Spray. As you can see, it is almost all gone. I don't even think I can get that out with the pump. I think I tried. I did replace that throughout the month because I finished that one pretty early in the month with this new product called from Me Naturally Kind Glow and Bright Illuminating Face Mist. Now, I will tell you, this is, it's got a very intense spray, so it is not this like nice fine mist, like you're walking through a mister. No, this is like it's gonna spit at you and you're gonna have huge droplets, but it is really, I find it really nice. And again, mixing this with a lot of the hydrating other products that I used throughout did leave me a little bit shiny, but that's my own fault for doing that. I guess I wanted to be very glowy, and that definitely got achieved. Let's see what else. This has like been in my Shop My Stash forever. This is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. We still have not hit pan on it, but we are getting very close. I do notice, like, I think I'm getting to the point where it's like this doesn't actually help keep my eyeshadow on at all. I have very oily lids, and I just have noticed that this doesn't really help much at all. So if anybody has any recommendations for eyelid primers, please let me know down in the comments, because I have super duper oily lids and things crease like crazy on me. So any recommendation is always appreciated. As far as concealer, using the Flower, I always forget the name, Light Illusion concealer, and I think I got this in L5 or L.5 in Ivory. This says it's full coverage. I do not believe it for 1 second. It's very light coverage, but it is kind of creamy, like it does not dry down matte. So it's nice, but not the full coverage that I was expecting by the name. But still a good concealer nonetheless. Moving on to blushes. We had NARS, their classic, if I can open it, their classic color in Orgasm. Nope, I had it right the first time. This little pinky, get a little bit closer. pinky color, pinky coral with golds in it. This, I mean, you use this and you don't really need a highlighter because it will pick up some shine on those cheekbones if you place it just right. Again, this is like one of their most popular their most popular color, meaning that it's supposed to be fit for a whole range of skin tones. And I noticed that I am fair to light, neutral skin, and it was a little bit too warm for my taste, but if you paired it with the right looks, it did look nice. Another blush that I was using was the Flower Beauty Blush Balm in Pinched. This I have noticed, as well as some of my other liquid cheek blushes, they just don't stay. They, like, I mean, I know they're supposed to be sheer, but like you put it on, it looks like something's there, and then I swear like 2 minutes later it's gone and you're having to reapply. So this is definitely something for somebody who, like, you know, no makeup look, and who just wants a little bit of very, very faint blush color on their cheeks. Moving down into something else that I did finish up was this NYX Fill and Fluff eyebrow product in Espresso. Where are we at? Nope, that's the brush. Yeah, so we got to the very, very, very end of it all. And then I did replace this, and I have been using the a new product to me as an eyebrow product, and since I finished this up, that I will share with you and when I get my other products. Again, still working on the Benefit Gimme Brow in 4.5. It's a pretty classic staple in my Shop My Stashes. And then the two mascaras that I was using was Lawless, the One and Done mascara. And again, this, like, my last few mascaras that I've been using have just gotten super duper goopy on me, and like more goopy than normal, like the first time using it. Usually mascaras get better as they kind of like dry out a little bit, but this just got goopier, so I don't know what's going on. And then again, my Thrive Cosmetics liquid lash extensions in black, so that was a good one. Alright, getting on to eyeshadow products. I always try to choose like a neutral palette, so I got this Colourpop 5-pan palette. I think this is Ballad, yeah. A pressed powder palette. That's alliteration for you. This is actually one that I currently have on my eyes. I used this in the crease, this one all over the lid, and then this one as a inner corner highlight. So nice, just like cool tone neutral palette. This palette, the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions, I had just gotten it in when I was doing my my July Shop My Stash, and you know, I was super excited about it. It was kind of warm tones, perfect for summer, and you know what, I used it maybe twice, and I'm actually already thinking about decluttering it. Oh hi, because I didn't love it. It wasn't as pigmented as I had hoped it would be, and so I just think I don't want this in my collection anymore, so I'm probably going to declutter this one. Another palette that I actually really liked was the Novela Secret palette. Let's see. Ooh. With these tones here. Again, it's kind of a mixture of it's more cool tones with a few warm tones, like at the bottom with the golds. Created a really pretty look with Addiction and Rosemary, and then Play Hard as a topper. I even included some of this Fantasize about it. It was so pretty. So yeah, I did enjoy this palette a lot. And then lastly, again, this is another OG in all my Shop My Stashes. It is the Catrice Camouflage Wide Awake Effect to kind of neutralize some of those blue tones underneath your eyes, and I am determined to finish this up. And again, this product's like $3, but I'm determined to use it all up, so there's no waste. All right, with that, let me go pick out an August Shop My Stash, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back with our August Shop My Stash items. So these items over here are gonna remain in the Shop My Stash. So again, the Milk Vegan Moisturizer, Juno & Co. Miracle Cream, Dior Powder No Powder, the Catrice Camouflage Eye Effect, MAC Painterly Paint Pot, Benefit Gimme Brow, this Me setting spray, and then the Becca backlight filter as my highlighter. So I shared with you that I had finished up an eyebrow product and that I was using another eyebrow product in its place, and this is what I'll be using for August as well. This is the Fenty Brow MVP. Actually, the NYX Fluff and Fill, the one that I was just using and finished up, is actually supposed to be the dupe for this, I believe. If I can get that. But as you can see, like, the tip is a lot more precise, which I actually prefer, like a smaller precise eyebrow pencil for it to be more like hair-like. So I've been using this and I've been liking it so far. Another powder, like a mattifying powder, I'm using the Colourpop No Filter Finishing Press Powder in Light. This is what it looks like. Again, some hard pan issues that I'm going to have to kind of clean up a little bit, but we can see that there's a little bit of a dip in there, right? So I'll be using that. This month, and actually kind of last month too, I started doing kind of like a mixture of cream products and powder products. So like, you know, if I had a cream blush, I wanted a powder blush as well. So I'm kind of continuing that on as for this month too. This is the iconic London, what do they call it? Sheer blush in Rose Riot. So I'll be using this as well as the e.l.f. I think this is the putty blush in Always Cheeky. No, not putty blush. I think it's like the primer infused blush. I'm not sure. It doesn't say. But we'll be using that. As far as bronzers, we have a few. So we have a Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Amber, and this is a perfect contour color. So I'll be using that for a cream contour. The Milani Silky Matte bronzing powder in Sunlight or 01. And that's what that looks like. Really pretty. Smells pretty good too. And then lastly, I did a post on Instagram. This is actually a new product to me, the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette. And this has a few different shades, so I'll be using this underneath my eyes, and then these as well as, you know, eyeshadows or contour or whatever I decide to use it for that day. So yeah, that's a lot of bronzing and contour powder products, but you know, whatever. That's what I want to use. As far as under eye, so this is very similar to the Catrice Wake Up Effect Camouflage Cream, and this is Flower Beauty. This is the Flower Beauty and CBD Chill Out Smoothing Color Corrector. So again, this peachy salmon color works really well of canceling out blue underneath the eyes. So that's why I've been using kind of this to really cancel out the blue, and then the Catrice one to kind of add some brightness. For foundations, try not to let those fall. For foundations, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Glowish Multi Dew. I was really on the fence about getting this because I think I swatched it in store, and I think I swatched the wrong color, and it was just like so thick. But then I was like, I saw a lot of reviews, I wanted to try it, so I went back in and I got color matched with this, and it's actually super beautiful. Very radiant, but super beautiful. This is in the color 01 or Fair. these do run very dark. So just be aware of that if you are purchasing online regarding your shade match. These run very dark and very yellow, I think, in my humble, not so educated opinion. And then I wanted to bring this one in, the Bare Minerals Original Foundation in Fairly Medium. I don't know why, I've just kind of been itching to use this again. It does take a little bit more work, but it's very beautiful. So I'm excited to bring this one back out. Another Bare Minerals product, the Bare Pro Concealer in Fair Cool 1 for an under eye brightening and concealer. And then I have a ton of little mini mascaras. So this is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, so I'll be testing that and hopefully finishing it up. I love little mini mascaras because for some reason I feel like they perform better than their bigger counterparts, as well as like they're typically cheaper, not ounce wise, like if you compared the two, but by the time that a mascara should be replaced, like it's super quick. So I think smaller mascaras are just more bang for the buck, I guess. So I'll be trying this one out. Then as far as my palettes for this month, so a Colourpop Going Coconuts. This is pretty popular. Came out, was it last year? Like last summer? I can't quite remember. But so this is kind of considered my neutral palette for this go around. More warmer tone neutrals, a lot of browns, a little bit of bronzy. We have another Colourpop one. This is Bye Birdie. I just love the packaging of this, so pretty. And that is what that looks like, more warm tone pinks and purples. And then for a super duper fun one, and I'm definitely going to be having fun with this one, is the Milk Cosmetics Smoke Sessions. So this was definitely bought on a whim, but I think I did pretty good. So this is what, this is what that looks like. I swatched it and took pictures of it on my Instagram, so you can see that as well, but look how pretty. So super excited about that. Alrighty, so that is August Shop My Stash, so the items I'll be reaching for this month. Hopefully I can finish up a few and maybe switch out some new ones during the month. I'm going to try to have everything down below, so if anything struck your fancy, you can always click on the link and be taken to it. Some of them are affiliated links, so, you know, I do earn a small commission if you do click and purchase from them. You know, it's not necessary, but always appreciated. And so, yeah, make sure you like this video if you like this content, and maybe comment below what your favorite item was or what items you're using for your Shop My Stash. Hope you have a good day. Bye.